him to a senior secretary had been a long time. Was it possible that he could have changed? No. Yes. Could you explain his original map? Since the last time I saw him? Well, I thought he was stressed before due to our family's condition, due to his condition, but nothing out of the ordinary. And the next time you saw him, how would you describe the change? He was probably more worried, more nervous, more concerned. Would you say these things would lead to mental issues, these circumstances? They
He is not qualified to talk about mental issues.
Is he not this one?
Mental issues, she's not psychologist.
Thank you.
We may go, we may. And then by your next witness.
Comes to write the call Rock'n'Roll.
The following may have further testimony may give in the cause not pending for his contribution to what is in the picture.
My name is Wilson.
And what is your profession?
I am a doctor. I have studied in university. I have taken many courses in medical association and psychology.
And when did you first meet Rasmus?
My good friend, Razumihin, he called me telling me that Raskolnikov was a bit peculiar and that he needed my assistance and my advice as to help him understand what his condition is.
And what was your first impression?
Well, I felt that he was a bit strange. He was bouncing off the walls and screaming random phrases back and forth to us.
And do you think there would be any medical reason for that?
After seeing him for a few days, I think so. Because if it wasn't, then because if it wasn't for his actions, he wouldn't have acted in the way he did.
Do you think that in the time that you knew Raskolnikov, he was completely in charge of all of his actions?
I do not think so. For the very reason that when I first met him, and days afterward, he would not eat, he would not sleep. He slept in bushes, and he did not care for himself. He wore the same clothes for weeks.
And you do say that when you saw him, he was indeed sick.
Yes.
And what was your take on his angry encounter with Lucian, his sister's fiancé?
Well, I think that Lucian was a bit preposterous, and he was.
Well, your take on Raskolnikov in that situation.
Well, first let me explain. Lucian is a very undesirable man, I should say. And through his actions, Raskolnikov had outraged and started to verbally attack Lucian under those circumstances.
And what did you notice about Raskolnikov and his interest in him?
Well, when I and Razumihin were discussing the murder with the two painters, we noticed that he was very eccentric and very alert during the time we were talking.
Okay, and if you had to diagnose him being a doctor, what would you say?
I would think that he has some sort of medical condition. Things like this are often either they are driven by impulse or they are driven by reason. And in this case, I do believe that it was driven by impulse because of this condition.
And impulse means, what would you define impulse as?
I would say the heat of the moment.
Assumption.
You are a doctor, correct? Are you a psychologist?
No.
Is it or is it not true that the first time you met Raskolnikov was after the murder?
Yes.
So, is it true that he had loss of appetite after the murder?
Well, I cannot say because I've only met him afterwards. But judging from discussing with Natasha, I would think she told me that.
So, is it possible that you're confusing his lack of appetite afterward as as a mental illness rather than a sign of guilt?
Could you rephrase that?
Is it or is it not possible that, being that you are not a psychologist, that you misdiagnosed his...
He is a doctor.
misdiagnosed his guilt as a mental illness, being that he is not a psychologist?
Well, I have taken many years many courses as a doctor, and through these courses I have made these assumptions. So I feel as though I am confident enough to make these assumptions, as opposed to those who don't actually have that capacity of an education.
Are you a mental health professional?
No, but I do have my foot in the door into those.
The prosecution, right?
Oh.